G'day YouTube, welcome to another episode of the Friday Vape Club. As always, your host Squidly back for another review for you. Today we are looking at the Uwell Evdilo Evdilo. I keep calling it the dildo because it's a stupid fucking name. This thing is a dual 18650 2700 21700 device. Comes with the Valyrian II subohm tank. Hey, look at this thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive down, we're going to take a quick look around it. I'll show you the menu system, I'll show you the box and the packaging and everything that it comes with. We'll jump back up top here, you'll see my beautiful face. And then we'll do the pros, the cons, the price, and if I would recommend this thing. So stick around, watch this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you haven't already subscribed, I recommend it. These videos are hilarious. And if you, so smash that like button as well. So if you haven't already, my links to my social media are down below. Give them a subscribe as well. Give me some thumbs up and some likes and some pokes and some other Facebook stuff, whatever. I'm not really sure, but yeah. And let's get into this. That was terrible. That was so terrible. All right, here we have a closer look at the Uwell Evdilo. This is a regulated device that takes 18650, 2700, 21700. It is primarily made of zinc alloy, but look at the paint job on this thing. Sensational. Couple of quick specs on it. It is 83 millimeters tall. At its widest part, it is 48 millimeters and 32 millimeters deep. It does 5 to 200 watts and it has a resistance range of 0.1 all the way up to 3 ohms. In temperature control, it does 200 to 600 degrees Fahrenheit, which is the 100 to 315 in Celsius for all the people who use it correct. Couple of other things. This will fire in 0.008 seconds. That's fucking quick.
That's faster than a fat kid chasing an ice cream truck.
That is absolutely quick. And it has the same coating on their chip as the Valyrian II kit, which there's a link up here somewhere to that video. This comes as a kit and it does come with the Valyrian II tank. So if you want to know more about the Valyrian II tank, then check out that video that I just linked above. So let's get into this. At the top, you do have a gold-plated spring-loaded 510 pin. Down here, down the front, you've got your fire button. Your lovely fire button. Your fire button is nice and clicky. You've got Evdilo right there. Your lovely screen. Your screen displays the mode that you're in. You've got your wattage. You've got your applied voltage. You've got your coil resistance. Your time in seconds that you've vaped. And a dual battery indicator. Here you do have your down button and your up buttons. And then you've got a USB port for charging. To get into the battery compartment, here's your little switch. Flick that open and then it exposes the battery compartment, which slides off like so. At the moment I am running 2700s in here and I'll explain that in a minute. You do have your gold plated battery terminals right there, and that's what it looks like on the inside battery terminals down the bottom. So before I get into the menu system, let me just show you the issues that I've had. Got a set of 21700s here. I'm gonna pop them in as the orientation says. So positive side here, negative side there. They are in. Let's slide this on. You can see that it's on. Now, if I put any side movement, the battery door just pops open. So let's just clip that in, press that down, make sure that that is secure, as you can see, but it's gonna do it anytime. Done it again. So there's a little bit of an issue with 21700s. I've been using 2700s and it does it occasionally, not as badly as when I've got 21 700s in there. But now it is got some batteries in it. Let's take a look at the menu system. So to get into the menu system, push the fire button 3 times, and then you can scroll to your TCR and then back to power. So in TCR, this is where you can adjust for your temperature. So you can set your coefficient for whichever material of coil you are using, and it does give you that information in the user manual. Hit the fire button again, change the coefficient, and then I can dial in the wattage. So I can go all the way from 10 up to 120 watts. So that's how you can play around with your TCRs. I'm not a TCR guy, so if you want to do temperature control, do it. How I have been enjoying this is in pure wattage mode. All right, so that's a quick look around this thing. You should just note how ergonomic this is. I have been enjoying it like so, and then thumb firing. That has been perfect. My fingers rest nicely in there. It just is an absolutely great ergonomic little device, like cupping a set of balls. Look at it, gently cupping them balls and then putting the hard cylindrical thing in my mouth. But you can just as easy rest your thumb in here and trigger fire, and it is just as comfortable. It's a very ergonomic device. All right, so like I said, it does come with the Valyrian II subohm tank. So let's take a look at the packaging for the dildo, shall we?
Packaging.
And here we have the packaging that the Evdilo comes in. Your name up there, little display. You've got your warnings. On the back here, you do have the kit contents, all the other bullshit, and then another warning. Let's get this open. One box is the Valyrian subohm tank, and then this is the packaging for the Evdilo. Not really much on the front, some more features and whatnot on the back, usual back of box bullshit. Let's get into this. Get another little box. Inside this box, get a whole load of shit, but you do get a user manual, and let me just find it. But there is the information on the coefficient for your TCRs, for your, TCR stuff. You do get a USB charging cable. You get a battery warning card. You do get a Uwell warning card, some little foamy bits, and you do get a couple of 18650 battery adapters. And right here is where your Evdilo will be sitting. That's a look at the packaging. Let's jump back up to the FaceTime. Let's do the pros, let's do the cons, let's do the price, let's do best or worst device ever. All right, so there we had a quick look around the Evdilo. I'm gonna say it right, the Evdilo. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take it for a vape, like we always do. I have got the Valyrian II subohm tank on top. This is the tank that came with it. I'm not gonna do any pros and cons for this. If you wanna know my thoughts on the Valyrian, just know that I think it is fantastic, and look for my Valyrian II kit review, link up here somewhere. I don't know where the cards fall, but it'll be in this corner or it'll be in this corner. So check that out if you really wanna know more about this tank, but let's get into this, okay? So I've got 83 watts on the clock. Let's fucking go. Oh yeah, so you can see I push the button on the dildo and it goes. All right, so let's get into the pros and cons for this, shall we? So there are a couple of massive pros. Besides it looking like a cock and balls, the old cock and balls, it is actually really ergonomic and fits into your hand super nicely, like so. And then you can just thumb fire it. You can also put your thumb into that little crook and then trigger fire this thing as well. So this thing is just ergonomic. It's made for your hand. Pretty much like your penis, guys. It is absolutely made for your hand. So put your penis down and pick up a fucking Evdilo. And for you ladies, if you're out and about, you don't have a purse, but you've got your mod, then, slip it into the old prison wallet, The old, it's ergonomic, so It's like a cock and balls. It'll fit straight in. No worries, no muss, no fuss. So yeah, I just love how ergonomic this thing is. The fact that it takes 18650, 2700, 21700 is also a massive pro, although I'm gonna put an asterisk next to that and I'll talk to that in a minute. The paint job on this thing, have a look at this thing. Just look how gorgeous that paint is. It is a sensational looking device. Another massive pro is that the kit comes with the Valyrian II subohm tank.
Fuck yeah.
Huge fan of this subohm tank. It is probably one of the best subohm tanks that I have tried this year. Hands down, great subohm tank. You all know what they're doing when it comes to subohm tanks and these coils. Sensational. In saying all those pros, this thing is not without its cons, and there's one massive con to this. So let's talk about that.
Cons.
The one con that I've got is my battery door does not want to stay on. For some reason it keeps popping off. Now if I put a little bit of side pressure on here, you can see it's on. It's not gonna make a liar of me now. But there you go. It just unclipped itself. I had issues with this when I was running 21700s. It did this all the time. It was good for like 2 or 3 days, and then it just kept popping off. No matter what I did, no matter how much I tried to secure that door in, it just kept opening up.
Just like your slutty sister.
So I put some 2700s in here and it was working fine until probably a day or so ago, and now it started doing it with 2700. So there's something wrong with this battery door, and I don't think it's just my device. I'm pretty sure there are others out there who do have one of these, who are having the same issues. Buyer beware. Until they fix this this door issue, it's probably going to give you the shits, and I would recommend running it with 18650s, because there's something about 2700s and 21700s that this thing does not like.
That's some fucked up shit.
That is kind of about the only con with it, and it's a massive fucking con at that. There is one more con with this thing, and that is the name, the Evdilo. Every time I pick it up or go to look at it, I look and I see dildo, the Evdilo, or something like that. They need to change the fucking name, as well as making it look like a cock and balls. Calling it the dildo is probably not a good look for you, Uwell. So let's get into the price of this thing, shall we?
Price.
Sorry, I was just having a cheeky vape. So what is this gonna set you back? A little bit of Google foo around the internet, and I found it online in the US from anywhere between 85 to 110 bucks for the kit, depending on which shops and which sites you go to. Couldn't find a price for it here in Australia yet, so I would be expecting to pay around the 100, maybe 110 to 140 dollars for the kit. If I had to give this thing a rating of best device ever, worst device ever, with nothing in between, just the best or worst, look, with the flaws that it's got and the cons that it's got, I have to give it the worst device ever. I love using this, and I want to pick it up all the time, and I want to use it, and I do really enjoy using it. And despite the battery door popping off all the time and it giving me the fucking shits, as it stands, I still use it and I still love it, and I still will vape on it despite the door opening. It's that good. Until they fix that, I can't recommend it. Sorry. That's all I've got for you guys today. I really hope you enjoy it. Like always, please like, please share, please subscribe, and remember, YouTube, keep it cloudy.
A Gutter Slut production.